Hi, I'm Steph. In this yoga flow for contentment, you might want to have a blanket and a block handy. It's always wise to practice with props. Let's get comfortable. Find a seat that works for you and sit up nice and tall in your body. If it feels good, you can close the eyes. Otherwise, keep the gaze low. Take a moment to check in with yourself. Maybe run through your 5 senses. What do you see in your mind's eye? What do you feel? Maybe you feel the support of a prop underneath you. Notice what parts of the body are touching the mat and feel supported. And notice anything that doesn't feel supported in the body. Notice any sense in your area. Maybe even notice the noises around you, those that are nearby and those that are far away. Tapping into our senses is a wonderful way to stay present in the moment. And it's through staying present in the moment that we're able to cultivate a sense of contentment. When we're ruminating over the past, we can feel depressed. When we're worrying over the future and things that are yet to come or may not even happen, we tend to feel anxious. So today's practice is all about being right here, right now. Take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. As you begin to come into your Ujjayi, and then we'll blink the eyes open. Reach the fingertips down and out. Press lightly into the fingertips as you lengthen through the spine. And on an inhale, begin to send the right arm up overhead. As you exhale, fold to the left, walking the left fingertips out to the side. You can turn the gaze up towards the right elbow, right arm if that feels good. And breathe right into that right side of your body as it lengthens and starts to open. And on an exhale, we release. Neutralize right through the middle. Take a big inhale here. And on your next inhale, left arm goes up. Walk the right fingertips over to the side and begin to fold over to the right. The gaze may go up towards the left arm, left elbow. As you breathe into the left side body, feeling it expand and open. Exhale to release. And we'll bring the hands right on the thighs. And on an inhale, we're going to come into a slight arch of the back. So turn your gaze up. Squeeze the shoulders together on the back as you broaden across the collarbone and open the front of the spine. And then as you exhale, begin to round the shoulders, round the back. Tuck the chin to the chest. Let the shoulder blades move away from one another. One more time. Inhale. Find your arch. The gaze goes up. The front body opens. Shoulders roll back. Exhale. We begin to round. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Stretch through the back body. Inhale brings us back to neutral. And we're going to bring the right fingertips in front and left fingertips behind. Turn the gaze out over the left shoulder. Inhale and grow tall. Maybe press into the left fingertips and peel the left chest open a little bit more. And the right fingertips may stay where they are, or they might start to move towards the right knee, right thigh. Find a little space through the spine as you inhale. And when you exhale, see if you can twist just a bit deeper. Release. Come back through center. Take a neutralizing breath here. And we'll go the other direction. So left fingertips come in front, right fingertips come behind us. Take an inhale, grow tall, and then look out over the back right shoulder. You can always press into the right fingertips ever so slightly to roll the right shoulder, right chest open. And then the left hand may come towards the right knee, right thigh. Inhale to find some length in the spine. And exhale takes you deeper into your twist. Then release, come back through center. And if you're sitting on any props, you can set them to the side. And we're going to rock onto hands and knees coming into tabletop. Always an option to do this from a standing position. And you can also bring a blanket underneath the knees if that feels good. So from tabletop, we want to bring the shoulders right over the wrists and the hips come right over the knees. Take a breath here. Steady out through the torso. Engage the core. And then on an inhale, begin to lift the right leg parallel to the floor. Flex the right foot and internally rotate the right thigh. And then send the left arm out, bicep by the ear. And see how long you can get here. Press back through the right heel, reach the left fingertips forward, take an inhale to grow long. Exhale, hand, knee, top of foot, come down to the mat. And we get that on the other side. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the left leg parallel to the earth. Spiral the left thigh inwards. And when you're ready, you can send the right arm out, bicep by the ear. Flex the left foot. Press back through the left heel. Reach forward through the right fingertips. Take an inhale here. Take an inhale here. And press through the left palm to make sure you're not collapsing in that left shoulder. And then exhale, release, hand, knee, top of foot, come down to the mat. And we're going to bring the big toes together and the knees wide apart as we come into our first child's pose. So you always have the option here to sit on blankets or a block if that feels good. Bring the forehead down onto the mat. Always an option to use blankets or a block under the head. And extend the arms long. Just take a moment here. Let the body melt down into the mat. Enjoy a few moments of relaxation before we begin to move and flow today. Let the breath ease in through the nose, out through the nose. And know that there's nothing that says that the hips have to reach the heels in child's pose. Nothing magical about it. Spread the fingers wide and begin to activate through the hands. And on an inhale, you're going to begin to lift the hips and roll forward. We're coming into a bit of a body wave. Drop the hips down towards the wrists. Roll the shoulders open. Turn the gaze up. In a variation of cobra, up dog, kind of a combination. Exhale, body wave it back to child's pose. Inhale, begin to wave your way forward. Drop the hips towards the wrists. Open through the front of the spine. Exhale, shift the hips back. Find your child's pose. And continue with this little body wave, moving with your own breath. In the Yoga Sutras 242, Patanjali says that through contentment we find supreme joy. And that's really what this practice is all about. Cultivating joy through contentment. The type of contentment that comes from being present in the moment. And the next time that you make it into child's pose, pause there. Take a breath here. And as you're ready, maybe coming through tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So this is our first down dog of this practice. Feel free to walk your dog, maybe bend the knees deeply, press into the fingertips and lengthen the spine. And as you're ready, start to straighten the legs and drop the heels to your own degree. Take an inhale, press the hips back. And as you exhale, slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, flat back extension. The spine is long here. So it's almost as if we're pulling our vertebrae apart from one another. How long can we get? And then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. The chest moves towards the thighs. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Palms touch. And the hands come together right at heart center. On an inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down towards the toes. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back extension. Maybe hands come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the mat. Step the feet to the back of the mat for plank pose. Take an inhale to set up. As you exhale, elbows bend, lower slowly all the way down onto the belly. Release the tops of the feet and keep the hands right underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Inhale, using the lats and the muscles of the back. Lift the chest up into Cobra pose. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Press the hips back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch back here. And as you exhale, slowly walk the feet up towards the hands. On an inhale, flat back extension, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, melt down. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. And exhale, we meet in Anjali Mudra with the hands right at the heart. Take an inhale here. Send the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, get empty of breath. Inhale, lift halfway, spine is long. Exhale, forward fold, bring the hands to the mat, step back to plank. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, descend all the way down to the mat. Release the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the heart into your back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back, downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Check in with yourself. Check in with those 5 senses. Staying present right here, right now, in your body, in your practice. Inhale, press the hips up and back. Exhale, slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, spine is long, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back extension. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, we rise and flow, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands together at the heart. And there's this moment of pause where we're able to check in and notice how we're feeling and what we're feeling right here, right now. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Let it all go, melt down towards your feet. Inhale, lift halfway, spine is long. Fingertips can be on the mat or the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat. Step the feet to the back of the mat for a strong plank pose. Take an inhale to set up. As you exhale, elbows bend. Keep the elbows close to the body as you lower all the way down. Release the tops of the feet and inhale into your back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here for a few breaths. Maybe walk your dog a little bit. And we're going to go into another body wave. So on an inhale, press the hips back. And then come up high on the toes and begin to wave your way forward until the shoulders come right over the wrists. Keep the toes tucked. Drop the hips down towards the wrists. Roll the chest open. Inhale, gaze up. And we're in an up dog variation. And then exhale, engage the belly. Lift the hips. Press your way back. Downward facing dog. And we're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, come up high on the toes, wave forward, shoulders over wrists. Drop the hips down towards the wrists. Roll the chest open, drishti is up. Exhale, engage the belly, lift the hips. Press your way back, downward facing dog. And a couple more times, moving at your own pace, with your own breath. Continue with this body wave, pausing anywhere that feels good for you. And next time you come into downward facing dog, let's all meet there. We're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Check in and notice what parts of the body are in contact with the mat. The fingers, the toes. Notice the temperature of the air that's in the room with you. Tapping into the here and now. And from here, on your next inhale, lift the right leg, 3-legged dog. And then step the right foot between the hands. Seal off through the back left foot, spinning the back left foot flat. Bend the right knee and inhale. We rise into warrior 1. We're just here for a beat. Turn the gaze up and then we open into warrior 2. So the gaze is out over the front middle finger. Collarbone is spread wide. We're strong through both legs. Flip the front palm to the sky. Inhale back. Reverse your warrior. Maintain the bend in the front knee. And imagine that you could lengthen through both sides of the body so we're not dumping into the left side. Take an inhale, lean back. And as you exhale, we flow into extended side angle. And today we're just going to bring the right forearm on the right thigh. See how long you can get from the outer edge of the left foot through the left fingertips. Keep rolling the left chest, left shoulder open. And we're going to flow this. So inhale takes you back. Reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale back, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep moving at your own pace with your own breath. So we get that lateral extension through both sides. And we all meet back, warrior two pose. Take an inhale here. Cartwheel the hands down, spin onto the back left toes. Keep the left hand planted. An option to roll the right shoulder open into a twist. Maybe send the right arm up to the sky. Take an inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Step the right foot back for plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. And we pause here for 3 breaths. Check in with yourself. Stay present in your body, present in your practice, present in this moment. Inhale, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Back right foot spins flat. Put a bend in the left knee. Seal off through the back right foot. Inhale, we rise, warrior one. Gaze is up. And then let's open up warrior two pose. Make any micro adjustments that you need to here. And flip the front palm to the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Breathe into that left side. Notice what you're feeling. Exhale, extended side angle. The forearm stays right on that left quadricep, left thigh. We're not going as deeply as we can. John Henderson says, contentment does not come through achievement. Inhale back, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep flowing with your own breath. Today's practice is more about being present and finding that contentment on the mat than it is about maxing out in different shapes with our bodies. And we all meet in warrior two. Take an inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Keep that right hand planted right underneath the right shoulder. Twist to look out over the left shoulder. Option to send the left arm up to the sky. Keep pressing back through the right heel. Stay long. Exhale, plant the left hand. Step back for plank and run through a vinyasa. Or maybe you choose to take downward facing dog. Maybe even child's pose. Inhale, press the hips back. And send the gaze up towards the top of the mat between the hands. As you exhale, start to walk the feet up to either side of the hand. So we're bringing the feet about the width of the yoga mat. Bend the knees, lower the hips down, coming into Malasana, yogi style squat. So you have a lot of options here. If the heels are feeling uncomfortable and they're not touching the ground, you can bring a blanket underneath the heels. You can always sit on a bolster or a stack of blankets or a block here. So once you get the legs set up, we bring the hands to the heart. Maybe the elbows come to the inner knees to press the knees open if that feels right for you. Take an inhale here. Spine is long. And then we're going to slowly lower the hands towards the mat. And on an exhale, begin to lift the hips, coming through, forward fold, roll your way all the way up. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms come together. Exhale, back down, yogi squat. Hands come to the mat. Begin to lift the hips, roll through your forward fold, roll the body up, head last. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, slides right down the face, back to the heart. Exhale, hands to mat. And keep moving with this little Malasana wave at your own pace with your own breath. Notice what you're feeling. See if you can give it a name. And the next time you come into Malasana, we're going to pause here. We're going to bring the right hand down on the mat, maybe even on a block if that feels better. And the right elbow comes right to the inner right knee, right thigh. Start to roll the left chest open. Look out over the left shoulder. You can stay here, or you can start to reach the left arm behind the back. Maybe grab onto your shirt. Right arm can stay put, or it can reach around the right knee and grab onto your clothing. You can use a strap to connect the hands, or maybe the hands meet. Keep looking out over that left shoulder. Spine stays long. One more breath here. And then release. Come back through the middle. Take a couple of breaths here. Kind of neutralize the spine. And when you're ready, the left hand comes down to the mat on the inside of the left foot. And you can start to slide the left shoulder down towards the inner left knee if that feels good. Turn the gaze out over the right shoulder and then begin to peel that right shoulder, right chest open. Option to stay here, or maybe the right arm reaches behind the back, can grab onto a shirt, to your leggings, even a yoga strap if you have one handy. And the left arm can stay put, or maybe it begins to reach around the left leg. Grab onto whatever you can find there. Keep the spine long. Inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale to twist a little deeper. One more breath here. And then slowly release. Come back through center. One more breath here in Malasana. And we're going to bring both hands to the mat and begin to lift the hips up. Wide leg forward fold. Grab on to the back of the calves, the ankles, whatever feels good. Flare the elbows. And just decompress for a moment here. After all of that compression in the legs, this may feel good. And then bring the hands to the mat and walk the legs back, downward facing dog. From here on an inhale, send the right leg up, bend the right knee, open the right hip. And as you exhale, swing the right leg to the top of the mat for pigeon variation, keeping the back toes tucked. And we're going into another little body wave. So inhale back, three-legged dog. Exhale forward into pigeon. Last time. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale forward into pigeon. Release the back left toes. And you want to align the right shin with the short edge of the mat. As much as it's possible, in your body. Everyone's hips are built a little bit differently. You may end up pulling your right foot in closer to the pelvis. Always an option to bend the back left leg if that feels good. And you can pad the hip with a blanket if you need to. Take an inhale, find some space. And as you exhale, start to walk the hands down and fold over that right leg. Feel free to use blankets or bring the head on a block. Send the breath right into that right hip. And notice what you're feeling. A lot of times we store a lot of tension here in the hips. And pigeon pose, of course, gives us that opportunity to release the tension. But before we can release it, we have to be aware of it. So notice where you're gripping. See if you might be able to soften in those spaces. Couple more breaths here. And then tuck the back left toes, slide the hands so that they're kind of under the shoulders. And then straighten the arms to lift the torso. And with the back left toes tucked, swing the right leg back into three-legged dog. Stretch it out. Lower the right toes back down, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. And we're going to get this on the left side. So bend the left knee, open the left hip. Exhale, swing the left leg through into that pigeon variation, keeping the back right toes tucked. Inhale, three-legged dog, open the hip. Exhale, swing the left leg through, pigeon variation. Last time, really move with your own breath here. And once you come back into pigeon, release the top right toes. Square the hips, align the shin with the top of the mat as much as it's possible in your body and as much as it makes sense. Feel free to pad the hips or the shin with a blanket. Maybe bring a bolster in front of you. And when you're ready, you can fold over that front left leg. And know that the second verse is really not like the first. Our bodies are not all that symmetrical. So the left side could feel very different than the right side felt in this posture. Just go with what your body's giving you today. And don't take more than what the body is offering. We just want to find contentment and acceptance with what our body offers us on the mat on any given day. And remember that this practice is all about staying present in the moment to cultivate that contentment on the mat. Right here, right now. Always an opportunity to tap into your 5 senses and see what comes up for you. And take just a couple of more breaths right here. And slowly start to tuck the back right toes. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders to press the body up. And as you're ready, swing the left leg back into three-legged dog. Stretch it out. And then drop the left toes down, downward facing dog. Get a nice stretch here. Inhale, shift the hips back, and as you exhale, drop down on the knees. Release the toes. Crawl the knees towards the hands, cross the ankles, roll back onto the sit bones, and extend the legs straight out in front of you. So we're going to bend the right knee in so that the sole of the right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Take a moment to get set up here. Inhale to lift the chest, and then as you exhale, start to bow forward. Maybe reaching towards the left foot, knowing that you don't need to touch the left foot. We're just here for a quick second, and we're going into another flow. So on an inhale, the right arm, like a rainbow, reaches up and back. Plant the right palm, and then begin to lift the hips, coming onto the right shin. Left foot flattens out. Reach the left arm overhead. Exhale, lower the hips. Right arm rainbows back towards the left foot. Pause here for a moment. And we're going to flow that. So on an inhale, we find our opening through the front body. The hips lift, the arm stretches back. And on the exhale, we close off the front body and find that space through the back body. Move at your own pace, with your own breath. And whenever you're ready, you can pause in that fold. Remembering to keep the spine long here. And I like to think of my forward folds as more dynamic than static. So we constantly are pulsing with the breath, right? Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale, grow a little longer. Exhale, go a little deeper. Every inhale, we lengthen. Every exhale, we fold. And this helps to maintain the integrity of the posture so that we don't just collapse into the fold. One more breath here. And release. So extend the right leg long. Left leg bends. Bring the sole of the left foot in towards the inner right thigh. Make any adjustments you need to with the sit bones so that you feel grounded and your weight is evenly distributed. Inhale, long neutral spine. Exhale, start to fold. And sometimes these first folds can feel a little tight. But we're not here for long because our inhale is going to carry us back into that heart opener. So as you inhale, the left arm rainbows back. Left hand plants, hips lift, coming onto the left shin, right foot flattens out, reach the right arm up and back. And then as you exhale, let the hips lower, left hand reaches back towards the right foot. And we'll do that again. So the inhales help us to find that opening through the whole front body. And the exhales help us to find opening through the back body. Sometimes finding that balance between spinal extension and spinal flexion can bring contentment all by itself. And whenever you're ready, you can pause into the fold. And again, think about pulsing with your breath. Inhale for length. Exhale, go a little deeper in the fold. In forward folds, a percentage takes place from the hip joint. And then there's the give and the opening through the hamstrings and the calf muscles. And the back lengthens a little bit. But it's really important in forward folds not to take more than what the body is offering. It's almost like that concept of asteya. Our body gives what it gives on any given day, and we just want to accept what we find on the mat. One more breath here. See where that breath can take you. And slowly and gently release. Extend the left leg long. Bring the hands down to the sides, coming into Dandasana staff pose. Just a moment here to find a neutral spine. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, slide the hips down a little bit, and come to lie on the back, setting up for a bridge flow. So you want to walk the feet towards the hips, maybe scoot the hips towards the feet, and the fingertips should kind of graze the back of the heels here. And then we're going to bring the hands so that the palms are face down. And on an inhale, begin to lift the hips and send the arms up overhead and back. Exhale, lower everything back down, hips and arms. Inhale, we flow up. Exhale, flow down. Last time, inhale, open through the arms. Pause at the top. And slowly lower back down. And the next time you come into bridge pose, you're going to leave the arms down, kind of tuck the shoulders under, interlace the fingers, and lift the hips up into your version of bridge pose, finding your own heart opener today. And slowly release. Hug the knees into the chest. And then bring the hands to the outer edges of the feet and open for a gentle happy baby. Maybe there's a little rock here. And we're going to find a happy baby flow. So on an inhale, you're going to hook the left big toe and extend out through the left leg to whatever degree is possible as you bring the right foot in towards the seat. Take a breath here. Exhale, left foot comes in, hook the right big toe, extend the right leg out to whatever degree is possible. Maybe the knee keeps a micro bend. Big breath here. Exhale, we trade. Right foot in, left leg out. And just kind of move with your own breath here. And notice what you're feeling in your body. And then we'll come back into happy baby. Option to hook the big toes and extend both legs towards straight, only if that feels good. And then hug the knees into the chest. Extend the arms out to the sides like a T or a cactus. Let the knees drop to the right. Gaze comes out over the left shoulder. The eyes may close. Couple of breaths right here. And then we go the other way. So the knees come to the left. The gaze goes out over the right shoulder. And then hug the knees into the chest. Maybe even lift the head. Curl yourself into a little ball. Give yourself a goodbye squeeze. And Savasana, final resting pose. Extend the legs long. Let the feet be a little wide. You can flip the palms up if that feels good. Maybe the eyes close. If you're feeling cold, cover up so that you can really relax and absorb the benefits of your practice today. And slowly start to deepen the breath. Bring a little movement into your body, whatever movement feels right for you. And on an inhale, stretch the arms out overhead. Start to bend the knees maybe, bring the feet to the mat. Roll over onto the side just for a moment. And then we're going to press up into a comfortable seated position. And thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me honors and appreciates the light in you. Namaste.